Hey everybody, this is Chris with Invest LYH. I just wanted to do a quick video. I saw something on Twitter recently, and I just wanted to explain something to people out there with respect to economics and housing. Somebody was mentioning that the um, birth rate leads to less people that are going to be looking for housing. So why would you want to invest in housing? I can't imagine. I think they said something like, the math doesn't work. I can't imagine putting money into a market where, with a declining birth rate or a declining demand base, I think is what they're assuming. And I understand that they're kind of thinking about that. The birth rate is an interesting feature of the economy because it is a little lower in the US. It is lower in the US. But we have to add into that the demand for people to come to this country. People want to come here, and that is not going to stop. So even though the birth rate might drop, we will still have larger immigration numbers that will fill that. And when we talk about real estate as an industry where people would not want to invest because the demand will soften for it, I would suggest that they're not being genuine in terms of the overall global market. If you bypass the US, that would be tough for even an equity to remain profitable. Yes, there are other countries out there that have a lot more people, but they don't have the income that the US and in general the West has. And I think that you're in economics, as your income goes up, you purchase based on the good structure. It's either an inferior good or it's a normal good. An inferior good means you're going to purchase less of it. So an example would be if your income were to raise, let's say, 50 grand and you're making 50 grand, so your income doubles. Your demand for steaks is going to increase. Your demand for spam is going to decrease because spam is an inferior good. And when we talk about, well, we can't build a business on this structure because people are having less and less kids. Well, that means more and more people are probably not getting married, which means there's more and more housing opportunity for single people. You're doubling your demand base by not having marriage into the equation. And I did tweet that out recently, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and just kind of express like you guys got to really look deep into some of these things and understand the economic background of these. People want a home, they want a place to live. They, in general, do not want to have roommates. That's why when people get married, they stop the communal living in general. I mean, it's not always the case. Um, but you have to kind of be very mindful of listening to people who suggest that the birth rate is a main reason to not invest in real estate. Because if the birth rate is declining, that means overall demand is declining. And I don't think that overall demand in US based assets is declining at all. In fact, I think a lot of people from overseas are jumping into the US market in order to increase demand. Now, there is a caveat about that I did also tweet out about, and it was about if we were to start devaluing the dollar, there is a scenario there where it could lead to some people jumping out of US based assets that are dollar based into other assets in other countries that have a different uh, or currency denomination. Possible. I'm not saying it's probable. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's out there. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a quick video in my I'm just under 5 minutes. I'll probably be under six. Um, Explaining that when we talk about demand in the US, we have to understand that the demand is there and it will be there for the foreseeable future, meaning probably the next 3 or 4 decades. And I just don't see this track of I can't invest in that. I just not a talk track that I would believe in from an economic perspective. So Anyway, take care. If you guys have any questions, I am teaching a class again now, so I'm gonna not be on YouTube as much as I was these past 5, 6 weeks. But anyway, take care, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great day.